Now this drill will help you to deal with the common hook or sucker punch that is normally thrown on the street. Notice for the first part, we're starting with our hands up in the non-aggressive position. We cover, grabbing the back of the neck, and immediately counter with a hook of our own. Also notice how I turn my body and slightly move away from the attack in order to help dissipate some of the force of the blow. As you can see here, it's a left cover and then an immediate right hook. If he were to throw the left, it would be a right cover, then a left hook. Now this is a very natural, normal reaction when someone swings at you. However, we don't teach it and I don't recommend it. Yes, I'm aware that many styles teach a block similar to this, but we found if not enough pressure is applied, it doesn't always work. The punch will either crash through or wrap around the blocking arm. If a technique doesn't work 90 to 100% of the time, we don't use it. What we do teach is a reinforced block. Notice how my other hand is bracing my arm. Also notice how I'm turning my waist, meeting his attack. I block and punch with the same hand. This will take a little bit of work to get any power out of it, but it doesn't give him any time at all to recover from his attack. Lastly, we have the bob and weave. Many people do this technique incorrectly. You want to make sure you don't bend over too much at the waist. Use the legs. You're almost down to a horse stance. Your head wants to be at about his waist level, and keep your head up, keep your eyes on your opponent. Now as you do this technique, you'll see you have a free shot to the midsection. So I always teach my students to take this shot. He's concentrating on the head shot. He's not going to be able to block that punch to the midsection. So take it. Now if you notice, these counters are set up for expediency. My right arm is covering, so my left hand is free, so that's my attacking arm. Now on this one, my right arm is right there. I block and punch. If you were to try to punch with your left hand, it would feel a little bit awkward unless you did like a hammer fist technique. Now we're going to let Joe and Kelly demonstrate the technique. This is one of the beginning drills that we teach. Normally I'll have the students concentrate on just one side so they don't get confused. Such as cover right side, cover left side. Then reinforce block right side, reinforce block left side. I would also recommend using some type of a glove. I know a lot of you guys are real macho out there and don't want to use gloves. But if the pad is too hard and it's starting to hurt your hand, you're going to instinctively pull back or hold back on your punch, on your counter attack, and you're not going to be hitting as hard as you should be. So put some gloves on and learn the techniques properly. Now a few of you might be out there thinking, yes, but on the street I won't have gloves on. Well, this is true. But on the street you're not going to be punching for a couple hours like you will when you're training. A fight on the street should be over in about 10 seconds. Now, after you get comfortable with these, you can put them together. Start with the right side. Cover, reinforce block, and bob and weave. Then jump to the left. Cover, reinforce block, and bob and weave. Just keep moving back and forth like this until they become more reactive and instinctive. Now you won't have to think about them so much.